Welcome back to the Nerd Bros Podcast, episode 36. Would have been 37.
Would have been 37, chat. Some things happen. It is what it is. We were at Universal. We were going to film it. And it started pouring at 5 o'clock. It was really unfortunate. But it was still a great time.
It was. And we're still going to talk about what we were going to talk about last week. So it's basically like you're getting 2 episodes in one.
Pretty much. And leading into tonight, which we are both really excited for. So,
yeah.
Oh, by the way, chat, this one's going to come out Wednesday. Because there's no way I'm getting this out tonight before Daredevil premiere. So this one will be Wednesday.
Definitely going to be a little bit different of a format. We're going to start, obviously, we're going to pray like normal. And then we got MegaCon talk, because we just got back from a trip to Florida. We're going to be talking Daredevil Season 3, and we're going to be talking Born Again Season 1.
All in all, chat, a fire episode 36.
So, we'll go ahead and pray. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you so much for this day, and thank you for this opportunity that we have to do this podcast, Lord. Father, we praise you for all that you are and just all that you do in our lives. Thank you for bringing us home safely from this trip that we just went on, and for the experience that we got to have with fans and with friends. It was just an awesome time, so praise you, Lord, for all the good things. Lord, we pray that you please just be with us tonight and help us to have fun, help us to glorify you with the way that we speak, the way that we just act, and the way that we think. I pray that you'll continue just to be with all of us in our lives. Please be with all those who are watching, Lord. Please help us to just continue to show you to them, and I pray that everybody's continuing to grow closer to you. I pray that if they don't know you, Lord, I pray that they'll come to know you and just the truth. And I pray that you'll just help us have a good time tonight, Lord. Please bring our families home safe, and just help us have a good rest of the night. In your name we pray, amen.
By the way, chat, really quickly. Actually, mention your couple things, and then I'll get into the MegaCon.
Okay, so the first one I have to share, because we've kind of talked about this a little bit on and off on the trip that we just went on, but we have the official release schedule for the episodes of Daredevil Born Again Season 2.
I saw that.
So
nice.
So episode 1 will be tonight. Next week we get episodes 2 and 3. Then it goes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And immediately the week after we get episode 8, we get the Punisher one last kill. So that is pretty sick.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm pretty excited. I'm glad that they mentioned the Punisher special, like on that actual list. So that's what, technically 8 weeks, 9 episodes to watch, if you're including Punisher.
And what that means is you're gonna have to watch the Punisher.
Chat.
At least you like the character.
I do like the character. How many seasons or episodes are there of the Punisher?
There's 2 seasons.
Okay.
And
so we're gonna.
I want to say about 13 episodes a season.
So what I'm hearing is, over the next, or within the next 8 or so weeks, I have to stay up to date with the Punisher, or with Daredevil season 2, Born Again. I have to watch Maul every week, 2 episodes for 5 weeks. Punisher and Invincible. Chat. Hey, you know what, chat? I can't even complain, because we talked about coming into the year how exciting all of the different projects we're going to be able to watch this year are. So I can't complain. I really can't complain. I just got to stick with it and watch it all and love it.
Yeah. So you got some homework to do, but that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Looking forward to tonight. And the other piece of just brief news that I have, this is sick. Spider-Man Brand New Day's trailer has become the first ever trailer to cross 1 billion views. And it did that in 4 days.
1 billion is crazy. Like, that's actually insane. Could you imagine 1 billion people watch it in theater?
Dude.
That'd be 15 bill.
Oh, if that was the case, I don't think any film would ever beat it.
Yeah, I don't either. It definitely. I hate to say this. I think this is going to be one of the bigger ones of the year. And
I'm
I
so
hate to say
happy.
that because you got it.
I know, bro. Based off of the response for this trailer, bro, I do think that between this and probably Doomsday are going to be the two highest grossing films of the year.
I think it's going to be 3. Mando Grogu is going to be 2.
Well, if we're going that route, I'm putting the Odyssey in the top, in the top 3. We're gonna put Doomsday at 2, and we're gonna put Mando at 4. Actually, no, Mando's going 5 because Mario's getting 4.
I do think Mario's going to pop. I really do.
Dude, that's gonna be fun when we get to start like tracking our movies for the year
Oh,
that we
yeah.
have,
Oh,
as far
100%.
as like how much money they make. Oh, bro.
Yeah.
But that is all I had. Just those two brief things.
All right, chat. There is so much to break down with what took place over this last week. I do personally have a video that I'm going to be working on to get out sometime this week with my vlog and experience, everything I did at MegaCon. But we're going to talk about it here. I don't know if Ev's going to post his vlog or not, but
I am.
there's so much to talk about. There's so much to discuss. First things first. Actually, you probably know what I'm going to say. I'm going to let you take it.
Oh, you talk about the bus. All right, so
Got to get that first.
this is probably one of the, as far as being a content creator, outside of like just the people who I've got to become friends with, and obviously like doing like and making content like with Trey and like just everybody over the years. This is probably one of the top 3 moments ever as a creator. Because earlier in the MegaCon like week, like beginning of the convention, I had put on there that I'm at MegaCon, and I was just trying to see like if anybody was going to show up, any like who like subscribes, and I had one person who actually was like, yeah, I'm here, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, and didn't think anything else of it really. So fast forward to day 3. It's the end of day 3, and we're getting ready to leave. We're getting on the on we're in line for our shuttle that's going to take us back to the parking lot where we're parked. So we're just standing there. Now we would not have been standing there if we did not go back to Star Wars Theory's booth and be there. So us going back there and spending extra time there and just uh, all that is
Not
what
to
made
mention,
this moment possible.
Dad reminded me today that he remember we were supposed to get on the bus before and we waited.
Yeah.
That was a part of it too. Crazy.
So all of it lined up. So we're in line, we're waiting for this next bus to show up, and out of nowhere, this kid and his mom walk up, and his mom says, "My son is a really big fan of yours." My very first instinct of what to say, I asked, "Are you sure?" Because that's not something that's like ever happened, and obviously, like it'd be easy to be mistaken for somebody. So she said yes, and I was like, okay, any normal fan experience. That was not what happened with me and Trey. We didn't ask his name. We didn't ask anything. We just got like, oh, and then I was like, you want to take a picture? And so we got a picture with him. We both did, and then I did, and that was kind of it. So it was very brief interaction, but very very humbling. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself after the fact too. I'm like, this is probably just somebody having me mistaken with somebody else. But so I put it on YouTube. I put it on Instagram, TikTok, just kind of see. I was like, if you're the kid I took a picture with and took a picture of me and Trey, post the picture and I'll reshare it. And just because I think that'd be cool. Yeah, it was absolutely a subscriber because it's a subscriber who I interact with a lot on my channel. He's interacted on Trey's channel. He's interacted with on the Nerd Bros channel occasionally. And so I'm not thinking that this is the person who I interact with because I didn't imagine it was a kid. But yeah, and they tagged me in it, and they posted the pictures of me and him and me and Trey, and I did find out his name today. His name is Jeremiah. So Shout out to Jeremiah
We
for
thought it was
being
Max.
yeah, because his name's like Max Edit
Yeah.
Marvel, something like that. But no, shout out to Jeremiah for being the first ever fan to walk up to us and ask for a picture with us, and we were 1,000 miles from home.
Yeah. And what's actually crazy, chat, on top of that, Thursday when we got there, we went to Theory's booth and there was one of his cameramen like like told me to come here. So I went over there and he's watched the channel, he's watched the pod. So he took a picture with me. His name's Cayman. I've known him for a long time, but never like I've never seen his face until now, until now. So I didn't know who he was. But man, it was so cool getting to see Cayman and then Jeremiah, dude. It's wild things that happen because of the internet.
It's so crazy. Like, and I'm not even kidding, bro. I look at the picture and I zoomed in the other day because I know what I was feeling in the moment when that happened. But I zoomed in on the picture, and I'm pretty sure I'm like tearing up in that
Yeah.
picture because this is like I'm a guy, and I don't view myself in a way that's like I don't think I'm better than anybody. I don't view myself as a famous person. I'm just a person who makes content, and I post stuff that I enjoy. And the fact that somebody wanted to take a picture with us is insane.
Yeah. Um, Very humbling and just super cool. It's one of those moments that like we're never gonna forget. You know what I mean?
Right. And especially because it was the first like bigger con that we went to. Like we've been to Galaxy Con, we've been to ICC, but this being like as massive of a con that it is, and the fact that like a single person found us and all of that, especially as we weren't even in the building, we were leaving. We were outside of this place, and this kid still found us. I guess
What,
it's
like
crazy,
40,000 people?
crazy.
It's one of those like everything lined up perfectly for a reason, you know? And I
Mm-hmm.
find that so incredible. On top of that, chat, we met some people who started out as just viewers of, Evan's stuff and then the pod, who are now good friends. They were friends before, but like meeting them just changed everything. It was so cool. If you want to run through all of them, you're more than welcome.
Oh yeah, obviously we have Drea, known her for I think since last June. We have Taya. Taya was actually one of the first people out of all of them to like kind of start sticking around and being like an original person outside of like people who we know like me, you, Cam, uh,
Mm-hmm.
HD. But Taya was like one of the first ones. She's been here since I started making content again, and she's always in my live streams as far as like gaming goes. Even if she doesn't care about it, she's a member on YouTube. She's been a member on TikTok. Like Taya is like always there. So we got Taya, we have Drea, and then our boy Dylan, who also makes content as gentleman of the genre. He's from Georgia. So we had Georgia, Florida, we had Arkansas, and we're all just obviously we're from Ohio, and we're all just in the same place, just meeting up. It is very very cool. And to be honest, that was one of my favorite parts of the entire weekend. Just getting to hang out with them and like just like yeah, getting to meet people was cool, and like getting to like like we got Funko Pops, or we got like different stuff, like that was cool. But like getting to be with people that you actually know and hang out with, that was probably one of my favorite parts.
Oh, it was insane. Um, and then of course Cayman, he's interacting all of our stuff, and I took a pic with Cayman. It was sick, man. Um, so what I was gonna say, Thursday, like I said, what booth I went to, as you can tell by mine and Evan's hat, we met the GOAT Star Wars Theory. We met Theory. I think my clip that we filmed of our interaction with him was like 8.5 minutes. So for somebody with 3.1 million or subs to be able to give us 8 minutes of their time and fully have a conversation, I don't know, man. It's one of those like situations where like somebody gets so much hate, but they don't realize how good of a person they really are. And like I just wanted to give a shout out to Theory because I've been a fan of Theory for dang near a decade, which is insane. So to finally meet him, to finally have a conversation, talk about stuff, it was super cool, incredible experience. I was kind of starstruck, so Evan asked more questions because I was kind of froze, but
Yeah, I get it. It's the same exact feeling I had meeting Charlie Cox. It's like
Yeah.
didn't know what to say, but
Oh yeah.
we both experienced that when we met Jeremiah. It's like
Oh,
I had no idea what to do, bro.
which is
That was a whole new area.
also too when it comes to the situation with Jeremiah, I kind of like because so what happened, chat, was he recognized Evan first and took a picture with Evan, and then she was like, "Can he get a picture with both of you?" My first thought was like, "Absolutely." I would probably never in my life say no. If somebody wants to take a picture with me and Ev, I'm not gonna say no because I understand that like those are the ones that are pushing us to become better creators. So like, why would I ever say no?
Absolutely. But yeah, meeting. I want you to realize something too. You've been like a fan of Theory almost as long as we've been friends.
Wild.
So like that's crazy to think of. You started watching
It's
this dude when we became friends, and then me and you both met him together. That's insane.
insane. It's absolutely insane. Especially because like I don't think most people have a friendship the way that we do,
No,
let alone as long. So like, and it's kind of such a weird journey, dude. Like the fact that we're still friends this many, what, 7 years after high school? 8? Oh my goodness, is it really 8?
I'm getting old, bro.
8 years after high school, we're still friends. We're probably better friends than we've ever been. It's just been a constant, you know. I mean, bro, you literally just went on vacation with my family for 12 days. Like, that kind of a friendship doesn't happen very often. So to be able to do that and then have those full circle moments is just, it's so incredible, dude.
Absolutely. Um, I definitely want to talk about like people we've met.
Yep.
I'm gonna start with the negative one. That was a positive one because the rest of them are all positive. Um, so ladies and gentlemen,
Story time, chat. Story time.
I got this Funko Pop signed by Daphne Keene. Listen, I don't want to bash somebody, but I'm going to start this off pretty spicy by saying it was probably the worst interaction that I've ever had with a celebrity. But there is a positive about it all. So, okay. So we've been joking about it for several weeks now that I was going to get Daphne King's number and we were going to go out. Obviously, that did not happen. Thank you, Lord. Anyways, so her handler was very just rude about everything. Stickler, not a fan. But anyway, so I get there and Trey's off in line for Sam Witwer. Trey's dad's over meeting like Frank Welker, and I'm in line for. So I get in line for Daphne Keene. So I'm in line, and I've been telling Trey for like the whole week that like we were there. It's like, bro, there's a content creator who I follow into Marvel, into Star Wars. She has her own podcast with her friend, and her name's Lainey Byers. I was like, I want to meet Lainey Byers because I knew she was going to MegaCon, and I was like, hoping I can get to run into her. So I'm standing in line for Daphne Keene. And as I'm standing in line for Daphne Keene, I look over and I see Lainey Byers walking across like the room we were in. And I'm like, oh, I can't get out of line. So I'm just in line. And I was like, hopefully like I could like make sure that like, I could see where she's at so I could go like talk to her after this is over. So she ends up walking over and getting in the line next to me for Wyatt Russell, who probably would have been a better celebrity than me. So she's in line for Wyatt Russell. All of a sudden, Daphne Keene's line starts moving pretty quickly, and you'll understand why it was pretty quick in a second. So it's moving pretty quick. So all of a sudden, I end up standing right next to Lainey Byers. Now, for those of you who don't know Lainey Byers, she has a podcast with her friend Noah, and it's called the Light Force Podcast. Definitely would like to collaborate with them sometime in the future. Marvel, Star Wars, like it'd be pretty cool. And they have their own channels as well. So I'm standing next to her. Now, obviously, we're just content creators and we've never met. We've interacted a couple times on social media, but I've never talked to her in person, obviously. So it took me a second to kind of like. And once I did, I was like, I just said hey and started talking and let her know who I was and like just what I do. So she ended up following back on Instagram and talked a little bit about content, and hopefully that'd be cool to like collaborate in the future. I'd absolutely love that. I think it'd be a good time. And what was funny, this is a funny part of meeting her, is we're talking, and I asked her, I'm like, where her podcast partner Noah was. I'm like, where's Noah? And she's like, oh, he just went over to get in line for Sam Witwer. I'm like, that's where Trey's at. Like, so we're right next to each other. They're in the same vicinity as each other, which she ended up not being over there when I got over there. But it's just cool. Like, and that lined up perfectly as well. Like, I got to meet her. We got to talk content. And now her and Noah both follow me on social media. And I'm hoping that that'd be something in the future. But going fourth to Daphne Keene, so I ended up having to move up. I get to the front of the line. So Daphne Keene is there. I say, hi, how are you? Good. She puts this little squiggle on my box. Pause. Um. So she squiggles on the Funko Pop, and she just looks up, like expecting me just to leave. And I'm like, well, I better ask a question. So I'm like, so are you going to be like the main Wolverine going forward in the MCU? I don't know. I grabbed the Funko Pop and left. That was it. I was up there for maybe at a max 15 seconds. Sucked. But I met Lainey Byers, so it is all positive. So I'm not entirely upset about it, but I would not meet her again.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I had a great experience with both of the Star Wars voice actors that I met. Of course, Sam Witwer, the pop is right there. I'm not going to get it, but it's right there. Sam Witwer's experience was cool. Evan did end up getting to get back over to me after he met Daphne Keene before we got up to Witwer. And what's actually really cool is we met Dylan for the first time, and then he ended up going up with us to meet Witwer, so that was really cool. My experience with Witwer was cool. He was a nice dude. I told him I was excited for the show. He said, you know, it's coming out soon and stuff, and signed the pop. It really wasn't a long thing, but it was pretty cool. James Arnold Taylor. I had met James once. It was at GalaxyCon Columbus, I believe, 2 years ago. But I never got anything signed. I just met him. This time, I had a pop to get signed. It's in the car. I haven't brought it in yet. But went up there, and that was probably one of the best experiences when it comes to actually having a conversation with a celebrity that I've had in a while. Even told him about Theory. He is personal friends with Theory, which is super cool. If you want to say the part that you asked.
Oh yeah. So I was aware that James Arnold Taylor was a Christian before like we went to this con. And obviously if you guys don't understand by watching our podcast, obviously Trey and I are Christians as well. So I asked him the question. I was just like, oh, like, what does your faith mean to you? And he starts talking like, oh, he's like, my faith is everything to me. He's like, I wake up every morning, and I get down on my knees and just pray that God would bless me so I can be a blessing to others. And it was such a cool experience. And like, just it wasn't just somebody saying something about, oh yeah, I'm a Christian, and that's it. It's like, no, this person is like genuinely talking about his faith, and you can tell how genuine he was by how excited he was talking about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many fans ask questions like that to celebrities. It's probably not as common. It's probably happened, but it's probably not as common as many people might think it could be at a con like this, where there's thousands of people who are meeting you, and it's like, so I think that's just it's probably a question that got somebody off guard, but it's a cool experience, and he was just an awesome guy to meet.
Super awesome guy. Honestly, I don't know why, chat, but I've looked at that pop. It's probably one of my most beautiful signed pops that I have. His signature's really good, and he used a thicker blue pen or marker. It looks clean. I'll if I get a picture of it, I'll pop it up on screen. But if not, I'm gonna show it on my channel, so you guys can come watch that vlog when I post it this week.
I genuinely am upset that I didn't meet him now, and I met Daphne Keene, even though, yeah.
Didn't meet who? James?
Like having signed my Funko
Oh,
Pop. I wish
yeah.
I would have brought it and had him because he's an awesome guy.
You know, if you did want something Marvel, you could have done Magneto.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Hey, you know, for next time, I think having a Magneto pop would be pretty cool, but I just don't really. Outside of Star Wars, I don't know how much I want to get signed. So,
Right.
for now, that's my focus.
Another celebrity who is a Christian that we did meet was Frank Grillo. And you'll see this in the vlog, but you could tell from when he showed up, he was ecstatic just to be there and meet fans. Like he just seemed excited about the day, and he didn't have a ton of people in his line either. So we're in line for Frank, and he's all excited. We get to the front. Now I obviously just found out recently that he's a Christian as well. So I kind of was going to go on the same lines of like what I asked James Arnold Taylor. This was a different initial reaction because as far as meeting him, now I'm sure that celebrities sometimes are attacked for their faith. I'm sure that, somebody might walk up to him and just bash them for being a Christian. And that's not cool. But when I asked him at first, I was like, I saw recently that you're a man of faith. And he said, yeah. And he seemed kind of just like,
Yeah.
like timid about
he
it.
seemed confused. Like, well, not confused, but like expecting a
like,
bad response.
Yeah, like he was preparing to have to like say something.
Yeah.
So I asked him that, and he's like, yeah. He sees my necklace, and he kind of like settled down.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I just wanted to ask you. I'm like, what does your faith mean to you? And like he sort of talked about it as well, and like talking about like how he's always constantly like in the Word. He's constantly listening to the Bible, and he's just talking about how it affects everything that he does in his life. And I just thought it was cool. I was talking to a friend about it, and they were basically saying it's like, listen, it's like that could have been such an encouragement for him, like having a positive interaction with a fan who's just talking about your faith, not necessarily your work. It's like they're just, and that could be an encouragement for like an actor or whoever's famous to actually open up more about their faith and talk about it more often, because you don't know what kind of day they're having, and you just talk about, oh yeah, that's cool. I think it's awesome that you're a Christian and you talk about it and stuff, and like that could be a very big encouragement to people. But
I think the same with
cool.
James.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And James, when he was speaking, I teared up, Chad. I'm not gonna lie. It was nice to hear somebody in that line of work talk about it the way he did, with the passion that he did. So absolutely. I mean, I loved it. I enjoyed it. Same thing with Mr. T.
Oh, that was sick.
Incredible. One of my favorite panels by far. I did want to say, I went and watched the entirety of the panel between Star Wars Theory and TC Carson. It was cool. We sat in on it, chat, and it was super sick. There's a good handful of times throughout the video. It's like 38 minutes, I think. There's a bunch of times you see us, like a bunch. So that was pretty cool. The only panel I didn't really get to go to that I wanted to, as a couple, I missed John Boyega's, and I missed the full Clone Wars one on Sunday because we didn't go Sunday.
Right.
Other than that, panel-wise, I hit everything I wanted to. We hung out with people that we wanted to hang out with. Obviously, me and Evan and Dad chilled and met the people we wanted to meet. Dad met Peter Collin, and who was the other one?
Frank
Welker. Super cool, man. So, all in all, it was an incredible weekend. We did decide, chat, we're going back to MegaCon next year.
Which is in May. So we got 14 months.
Chat, because they moved it to May, I'm going to be an old man next time I go to MegaCon. That's really unfortunate.
You're going to be 27.
I'm going to be 27. Yeah.
I will still be 25 because I don't turn 26 until August of next year. So I'll still be 25.
That's so insane, bro. I'm trying to think. So he got followed by Laney, which is cool. What was the other guy's name? Do you know?
Noah.
Yeah. I got followed by the Darth Vader um, who I believe is the official Darth Vader for the 501st. I could be wrong, but he was there with Theory Sabers. I got followed by Nick, who is also part of Theory Sabers team. Obviously came in. It's really cool, man. It's cool how the internet, like, you start to meet people and you start to know people, and then like, once you see somebody's face, then you're like, you see them on social media and then you follow them, which is just really cool.
Cayman did follow me back too, which was cool.
Nice. On what Twitter?
Yep.
Nice. Yeah. Cayman's really cool, man.
I will say 2 things. Obviously, because we briefly talked about Mr. T. Mr. T was dope.
Yeah.
That's a panel that we weren't even planning to go to. Like, we just finished watching like a Clone Wars. It's supposed to be like a game night or game time thing that we watched. So we got done watching that, which was awesome. And then Mr. T was coming into that panel hall next, and it's like, okay. So we all decided to sit and like just watch Mr. T. So as we're watching, now there were people, because we lined up for questions, and there were people who asked about Rocky, they asked about the A-Team, they asked about all this stuff that he was in. Now, for just for you guys to know, every time, so Mr. T would sit down between questions. Every time he was asked a question, he would stand up.
Yeah.
And he talks a lot, which is perfectly fine, especially because what he was talking about. But he would answer their question. But every question turned into him going back and talking about his relationship with Christ and just being a Christian. He talked about growing up in church. He talked about his mom a lot. But he led everything back to his faith. And we basically went to a miniature sermon of Mr. T, which was dope.
And I think there were people that left because of it. Because there were people that got up and left. But the overwhelming majority loved it and stayed for the entire thing. Were cheering, clapping, things like that. So I think there were people in there that needed to be spoke to the way that he did. So it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was one of those situations that gave me a lot more respect for somebody that I respected already, but like, it just raised it to a different bar. Kind of the same with James. My interaction this time with James really raised it for me. James is one of the people that is one of my dream people to have on the pod.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and James has a channel. I think he's almost to 100K, so if you guys haven't subbed, go sub James. But there's a handful of people there this weekend that I'd love to have on the pod.
Ooh, I got another story time about Mechacom. So, some of our friends have already arrived. So Trey had been joking the entire weekend about, oh yeah, like he'd marry Bailey Madison. Those of you who don't know who Bailey Madison is, look her up. So he was joking about that. But
before he finishes chat, I really did have to pee, okay?
So our boy Dylan's very outgoing, and he gets it done. So he decides to walk up to Bailey Madison's table. Now, she has nobody in line. Nobody's there meeting her currently. She's just standing there drinking some coffee. So Dylan walks up to her table. He wasn't even going to talk to her. He just walks up. He's like, is it okay if I take a picture of your prices for like autographs, pictures, and all that stuff? She's like, yeah, that's fine. And she's like, this is where Dylan got in. Because she said, what's your name? And Dylan's like, I'm in. So he's like, my name's Dylan and stuff, and he's talking to her. He's like, yeah, he says, my friend Trey is a really big fan of yours. And Dylan, he turns around to like look where we're at. Trey is nowhere to be found. Trey left to go pee right when Dylan walked over to Bailey Madison. So Dylan's like, where'd he go? So I start walking over to Bailey Madison's table, and I'm like, he left. And he's like, where's Trey? And she's like, yeah, where is Trey? So then our friend Taya and her friend Christian, which now our friend Christian, and then his friend, the 5 of us were over there, or 4 of us were over there, and we met Bailey Madison for free. I introduced myself. We stood there and talked to her for about 5 minutes, and we just talked about her work, and it was just so cool. But Trey missed out on meeting Bailey Madison. It was awesome.
I did miss out, chat, and I feel bad. Yeah,
Dude.
I do. I do. Yeah, I
Could have met his
froze.
future wife.
I froze. Dylan is definitely outgoing. So remind me the next time we go to a con, and Dylan's with us, not to say anything about how much I like Cameron Nova, if she's there. You got me?
No, I'm not gonna let you not. No, we're getting that done.
Fair enough. Oh wait, yeah, you're
What do
right.
you mean?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Hey, you know what? Actually, she'd be kind of cool to have on the pod. Honestly, both of them, but Binkadova kind of actually fits into something that we talk about.
If we end up having her on the pod, I'll say my piece about Gotham, tell her about her work, and then all of a sudden it's just gonna be this for me. It's gonna be a double date, and Ev's is gonna be in the background. If it goes bad, Ev's showing back up.
My boy
with
has
angry eyes.
My boy has confidence, chat. I'm gonna say that. You know what I just read? This is really off topic. Really off topic. You need that signed.
Yeah, I know. Which is gonna be
that would
difficult.
be sick. Yeah.
He's getting older. And I don't know how many cons he goes to, so that's gonna be difficult.
Could you technically get it signed by oh, what is his name? Who played his son?
Oh, James Franco?
Franco.
I could.
Yeah, that'd be fire.
I could.
You know what you need signed now? Even though you've met him? You need that helmet signed. By Charlie.
I know he does sign them. I have so many different pops. And I already got the pop signed. I got a picture with him. What's crazy is I would meet Charlie Cox at every convention we went to, if I could. But so far, the ones that he's been at, I have.
Which is so wild because there's I feel like there's a handful of celebrities that I would want to meet multiple times. Ashley Eckstein being one of them, because I've met her already. I would do it again 100%. James Arnold Taylor at this point, yeah. Not really same level of celebrity, but I would meet Theory again 100%. Charlie, yeah. Charlie's crazy, bro. Especially now. Deborah Ann Wool, I'd meet her again.
Yep.
Honestly, I'd probably meet Rosario again.
That'd be cool.
Evan, I definitely would meet him again.
Well, good thing we go to church together.
That's it? Just church?
Well, we have a podcast every week. I don't see you every week other than church.
That's true. That is true. That's fair.
But, no, chat. MegaCon, overall, very, very awesome experience. My favorite con that I've been to so far because I've been to, Been to GalaxyCon once, or is it twice?
I think you went once.
I've been to GalaxyCon once, ICC once, and then I've been to MegaCon now.
That's it? Yeah, that's true. MegaCon is probably the top for me besides Star Wars Celebration when I went in 2005. I was little, but I do remember it. It's going to be hard to top that one probably for me. I did think of something. I would love, and here's the thing. It would take, there you go, you're welcome. It would take us being full-time creators to do it. But just once, I would love to find a year where we could go on a Nerd Bros con tour, hit the big ones, a good one a month, but it would have to be a year that we hit Celebration. Because if I'm going to do a tour like that, I want Celebration.
But the only thing about that, imagine that Celebration and MegaCon are both in May.
Celebration's not in May anymore.
Oh, when is it?
April.
Ooh. Ha-ha! MegaCon, you better stay in May.
What's the big one in June?
I don't know, because San Diego's in July.
July.
When is D23? That's August, right?
Does is D23 a con? It is D23 Expo. I think that
See,
might be. That one's August.
C2E2 is. I don't know. I think it's this upcoming weekend. So
That's
it's like end of
March.
March, beginning of May. Or sorry, April.
October would be New York. This is like the dream scenario, chat. Celebration in April. MegaCon May. I don't know in June necessarily. And then obviously you said March C2E2. You would have San Diego in July. You would have, I don't know, in August.
D23.
Oh yeah, D23. I don't remember. There's a big one in September, but I don't remember what it is. And then October, New York.
What is CCXP?
What's that? What's that?
God, I don't know if it's Comic Con. I don't remember what it's called. SpaceCon San Antonio would be awesome. That one's always huge.
I do know what's in June. ICC.
ICC.
And then October, you got New York. December, if we were to hit that many cons, I feel like December would come down to how exhausted are we? Are we gonna go to Columbus, or would we do LA Comic Con? Because that's a big one right before Christmas.
I feel like we'd have to do Columbus. The big reason being, like, it'd be cool to end the tour with our home state.
Yeah. Yeah. It would. Dude, that would be a wild year. Because there is a big one every month somewhere. I wouldn't want to do that out of country, to be honest. Oh, we're forgetting San Antonio.
Yeah, SpaceCon.
Where's that one? Or
Let's
when?
see.
Where?
Where?
He just said San Antonio. Bro, that's not what I meant to say, Chaz. My bad. What a goober, bro. Where's MegaCon Orlando at, Evan?
I think it's in Florida.
Man.
Oh, San Antonio. SpaceCon.
I want to say it's June.
It's June.
Oh, so we could do that instead of ICC.
Which isn't ICC? Isn't it twice a year now?
No, they just move it. Every year they move it.
ICC is the 19th through the 21st this year.
Of June?
June. Yeah. SpaceCon is the week before ICC.
I mean, if we were full-time and we really wanted to, but that'd be exhausting.
Yeah, we go from Texas to Tennessee.
Back-to-back weekends. I almost feel like we'd have to pick one.
It just depends on who's going to be there.
Yeah.
Because right now, like look at SpaceCon, they're getting Hayden, and I know we already met Ian, but imagine that panel.
Yeah.
John Cena's going there too. ICC doesn't have anybody big at the moment.
Not like that, yeah. In that dream scenario, chat, if we could hit 12 cons and be able to film a live pod at each one, that'd be wild.
And when you say live pod, are you meaning like having a guest audience? Like we're filming this, like
a panel.
What we have, questions. That'd be kind of sick.
That'd be insane. I will say, I do think we'd have to figure some things out on our own because I don't think Dad would have the energy to go to all those.
Oh, no.
And so, we'd have to, figure some things out with it, but that's a dream scenario, chat. That's what we want to do. If we could get full time by the end of the year, we might talk about it. Just saying. Just saying, chat. By the way, we went way over, but that is perfectly fine. Because
45.
How did you do that? 45 what?
45-32.
Yeah, I was 22. You were close. That's insane. But yeah, chat. MegaCon set the bar for me very, very high. There was a lot of people, but it was incredible. Incredible time. I got to go down and see my grandpa, my grandma, and then my little cousin. So that was all fun. Evan met them for the first time staying at their house.
That's right.
So, yeah. It was pretty fire. All right, my brother. Let's see here. I gotta think, chat, of where to start and where to go with these next two. So we're starting with Daredevil Season 3. My review of Daredevil Season 3. I've thought a lot about my rating. Do we by any chance remember my ratings before? It was like 9? Because I started with 8-9, but I moved it to 9.
I think you moved. It was 9, and then I think it was what 9-2.
I think it was 9-2. What did I have? I don't remember what I had. The Defenders.
I think you had that one. You had that one under season 1, right? Or was it above?
I don't think I've had any of them below 9.
So what? You have it 9-1?
Oh, I did move season 1. You're right. I moved season 1 to 9-1. Defenders 9. Season 2 9-2. With that being said, I'm giving season 3 of Daredevil a 9.7.
Ooh, that's fire.
Crisp.
Dude, see, my rankings were I had season 1 as a 9-8. I had season 2 as a 9-9. I think I had Defenders as a 9-6. Yeah, season 3 for me is a 10.
Yeah, season 3 was so good. And I will say some of the stuff is kind of jumbled in my brain now, so you might have to help me a little bit trying to remember some stuff. Because I watched it, chat, didn't even have it finished. We got in the car and left. Finished it on the car ride, and then we started Born Again. So some of it is jumbled. I'm trying to think, man. The stuff with Kingpin and Vanessa was incredible. Nadeem,
yeah,
and his whole story arc was wild. I loved how even though he was kind of stuck and had to go along with that with some of that stuff, he redeemed himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like all of that was kind of cool. The origin and story arc of Bullseye.
Oh,
Bro.
phenomenal.
I did not think I was gonna like that as much as I did. Dude, it was insane. I still don't really fully understand how he's so good at throwing stuff. Like the whole scene, the first scene where he was Daredevil, and he went into the bulletin and was just chucking stuff. I was like, what is this? Like that dude was flat shredding people.
Oh, bro. I remember the first time watching that whole sequence. I legit thought Foggy was going to die because he threw the billy club, and it was right here in front of Foggy's face, and then all of a sudden Matt's.
Yeah.
Oh, so cool, bro.
Speaking of
We're not there yet.
I know. But yeah, chat, it was I would probably agree with Evan and say that Daredevil season 3 is arguably my favorite Marvel series, like season. So good. I mean, there's not like, dude, that whole. I'm trying to remember. At what point in the season did Vanessa come back? It was later.
It was like mid to late.
Yeah, that whole final sequence with the "I beat you," like all of that. Oh, absolute peak. I did hate how he didn't use his suit in the season. I wasn't the
See,
biggest fan of that.
you and I differ on that because I love just the thrown together like black suit. I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's it's so cool because like his suit in season 2 in the beginning before he ended up getting it fixed because he got that suit at the end of season 1. A big reason I'm pretty sure that they ended up getting because you remember season 2 when his mask gets like busted up and he had to get a new mask. I'm pretty sure the reason they did that is because that mask at the beginning of the season sucked, so they got him a new mask. Um, but like I don't know, like I prefer his mask and like his suits now, and as far as like Born Again has gone, I think his suits look better. But I love the plain black suit like that, just like homemade suit. That's my favorite.
There's a few scenes that I'd like to discuss. I think the most mind-blowing scene was with Agent Nadim and the other two agents in that lady's house.
Yep,
That was
absolutely.
probably one of the most like jaw-dropping, holy crap, I wasn't expecting that moments in the entirety of the series, probably the series for me. That was insane. Um, Literally just shoots him and then shoots him in the head. Now I had no idea what just happened. And then she said, "You work for Wilson Fisk now," and I'm like, "Bro, that was insane."
It's like that moment right there. It almost makes you feel like there is absolutely no possible way that the Kingpin could ever lose.
Yeah.
Because it's like he owns everyone. And you see him doing all this after he was in prison.
Hmm. Well, you saw the way he was in prison, and it's like crazy, dude. There was nothing you could do to touch that man.
No.
And the fact that he staged that stab, figuring all of that out was crazy because I when I saw that scene originally, I didn't think he staged it. But oh man. What was the other one I wanted to talk about? I was a little shocked. So when Foggy goes back, he goes to the FBI and Nadim's wife is there. I was like, she's so stupid. Like I was mad. And then when she wrote on that piece of paper and said they're listening, I was like surprised because I was like, wow, she's finally not being stupid. And then she showed him the video. Like that was all insane, dude. There was another scene. Let's see. I was a little okay. I'll save that part because it's kind
Okay.
of it's about the transition into the new show.
Okay.
Um, is there any scenes you have questions about, like, or if I liked
How
them or
did
anything?
how did you feel about the whole dynamic in the beginning of like Matt and Foggy not really being friends?
Ah, I didn't really like that. Um,
Ooh,
are you talking about because they didn't think he was alive, and
yeah.
then yeah, um, wasn't the biggest fan. I did, and I still have the question of what the heck happened to Elektra? She's gone, disappeared.
There's a lot of speculation that she'll be making a return pretty soon.
Like this season soon.
I don't know if it's this season or next season, but soon.
Ooh. Okay. Um.
Um, I do have two other things that I definitely want your opinion on. Um, how did you feel about finding out who Matt's mom is?
Bro, it was building in a way that like I started really liking her character, and like it kind of got to a point where like that had never crossed my mind. And then that scene happens, and I'm like, And it was at the end of the episode. I'm sitting there watching. She's sitting there praying, and she says that, and I'm like, what? Because to me, I didn't really feel like it was building to that, but it felt like such a almost like a I'm your father moment. Like, it's kind of crazy
Yeah.
how that worked. I really liked the dynamic they built between them, and I liked the way that she was protecting them when the FBI was hunting them. That was pretty cool.
What did you think about Father Lambden dying?
I didn't really like that he died, to be honest, because he felt like such a good side character through the first few seasons.
Well, after like you've watched some of this, you and I kind of talked about how like a lot of season 3 for Daredevil, it took a lot from the Born Again comics. Like I showed you that panel where like the beginning of him laying in the bed under the church, like that was like from that. Karen's drug addiction was from that. Um, do you want to know something? Father Landon's death was not supposed to be his death.
Really?
That was originally in the comics where they killed Karen Page. Bullseye kills Karen.
What?
Yeah.
Are you telling me he's eventually gonna kill Karen?
Well, they stole her death and they replaced her with Father Landon. So that one got replaced.
It doesn't matter though. I mean, they could still do it.
Like,
Well, in a different way, of course.
like, what's crazy too is because this is the panel, and like Bullseye, he has this baby in his hand. He throws the club at Matt, and Karen jumps in front of it.
That would have broken my heart.
Yeah. So
However, I say that in that moment, I was mad because I hated that she was a crackhead.
I know, bro.
I hated
But
all of that.
that's straight out of the comics too, though. Like
Yeah.
she had an addiction, but
I also I don't hate it because it was bad. I hate it because it was with a character I loved that I didn't have any thoughts of that being her background. They did it well. That's not what I'm saying. I just it was it. It's kind of like hating the fact that you love Anakin, but he turns anyway. You know what I'm saying? But it was a backwards thing because it was before. But
it's so crazy, bro. Because going from that season into Born Again, I genuinely think that season 3 is some of the best writing for any television series ever. Like the
fire.
way that they write that show is insane, bro. So kind of going from there and then getting what we got with Born Again was kind of underwhelming.
Yeah, super super good. Um, honestly, now I say we can kind of transition. I'm gonna start by saying I loved Born Again season 1, but let's see, what would this be, the 5th season technically of everything I've watched?
Yeah, because including Defenders, yes.
I'm gonna give this one an 8-7 chat. Um, it was good. I enjoyed it. Big drop off from season 3 for me. Um, there was a lot of good in it. There was a lot of kind of eh. I'm gonna go ahead before I get too far into it and say that I have beef with Cosmic Marvel. I got some beef with Cosmic Marvel. I'm gonna take partial blame for never having watched it. But I'm in the middle of season 3. And I send Evan a message. Because I got on Twitter. And I see a post by Cosmic Marvel. that says 1 year ago today, we lost Foggy Nelson. And I was heartbroken. I was mad. I was angry. But I will say, that was the only spoiler I had. And not to mention, I had no idea when it came in the season. Personally, I was expecting late. So Evan and I are in the car on the way to Florida. I think either my sister or mom was driving. And we turned both of our phones on to watch them simultaneously. And he goes, "Bro, you're not ready for this episode." Within the first 5 minutes, the scene happens, chat. And I'm sitting here looking at my screen, jaw dropped, looking at Evan, angry. And I'm like, bro, you're telling me they brought him back to kill him in 5 minutes? That's really what just happened?
It was so unfortunate too, because like we've talked about it a little bit already. Like season 1 is a mess because they had the overhaul. And originally, like, they weren't going to bring back Karen, they weren't going to bring back Bullseye, they weren't going to bring back Foggy.
No
They
Bullseye
weren't even
either?
gonna, they weren't even going to bring back Vanessa. I'm pretty sure it was just going to be Matt and Wilson. That was the only two that were going to coming back, and everything else is going to be new. But obviously, us being fans, we win most of the time because we saved Daredevil. It was literally the whole save Daredevil motion that was happening. So then they brought him back. I was ecstatic when they first announced that they were bringing Eldon Henson back to play Foggy. It's like, yes, like we get the avocados at law. Um, and the same reaction that Trey had watching it now, I had a year ago when I watched it for the first time, because it absolutely was heartbreaking, and it just makes you mad because we won but we didn't win.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. It was probably one of the most heartbreaking scenes. I feel like it would have been more heartbreaking if I didn't know it was happening. However, you can ask Evan. It started clicking before it happened because I'm trying to remember. All I hear is, because he was on the phone, he said, I'm sorry, he wanted you out in the open. Right when I heard that, I looked at Evan, I went, oh no. Like it clicked that it was happening. And then it happens, and oh, I was so angry. I was so angry.
And then it breaks Matt, breaks Karen, and then
Yeah.
But we've talked about it too, because like that first episode and the last 2 episodes were written by the people who are doing the rest of the show now. But see, episodes 2 through 6 is basically a completely different show.
It feels that way, you know, if you kind of look at them episode by episode. Those three feel extremely like season 3, but then all the stuff in the middle did not. Not that any of it was bad, because it was good. I liked Muse. I like Heather somewhat. I kind of disliked Vanessa majority of the season, but I mean, it is what it is. I like some of the stuff that's going on with him as mayor, in terms of like some of the new characters they're bringing in. There's some of the characters in the show that I'm kind of like, I don't really.
What do you think about BB?
Oh, I think she's pretty cool. It's one of those, like, I think her highlight was in that last episode. I wasn't a big fan of all the way that they were doing the news article clips. I didn't really care for those too much when it came to her character, because she wasn't really in them. But I mean, it was okay.
What about the 2 new characters that were in Matt's life? Obviously you have his new law partner, which is Kirsten McDuffie, and then you had Cherry, who was like the new cop in his life.
A step down, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
She was no Foggy, bro. And
no.
So I mean, it's kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, like, I will say, you know, somebody that's not in this season that I'm really heartbroken about? Marcy. How are you gonna have Foggy back for the first episode, flirting with old girl, but it ain't Marcy? Come on, man. That was unfortunate. Because I remember having no idea in the moment that he was about to die. I looked at Evan. I said, bro, where's Marcy? And Evan just laughed. And then fast forward a few minutes, and
then it happened.
Yeah, you know what scene I did really like? The scene, first of all, the one on the street, but then when Wilson and Matt were having coffee. That scene was pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. That was the first episode, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The reveal was pretty cool. That Vanessa's the one who had Foggy killed. It's one of those things, like, it kind of makes you feel like, now granted, they could lead into the fact that it was Wilson, but I believe as of right now, it was her, correct? Am I right on that?
Yep.
Okay, so it kind of makes you feel like Wilson actually kept his word. However, she is just as evil as him, if not more, which is kind of insane.
What did you think about the trial of the White Tiger?
That was all really cool. A tad bit slow for a little while, but it was wild to see how corrupt the cops were in all of that.
Oh, yeah.
Especially being tied to Fisk, of course. The White Tiger actually seemed like a really cool character. I kind of am mad he's dead. I think it would be kind of cool if we got a spinoff. Has that ever been...
For his niece become the White Tiger?
Ooh! I was kind of thinking like a prequel. But...
You could watch my videos now, buddy.
Let's go. I didn't think about that.
See, the trial of the White Tiger is ripped straight from the comics. However, they change it a little bit. So in the comics, Hector Ayala is found guilty. And when he's found guilty, he makes a run for it. And he gets gunned down on the steps of the courthouse.
Wow.
Now, this show, he's acquitted. And then he's like, oh, he's going to go out and do it. And obviously he gets killed by the corrupt cop.
And he gets killed as White Tiger, right?
Yep.
That was pretty cool. Well, not cool that he died, but it was cool that he actually got killed as the character. The lead up to the Punisher was pretty cool. I loved how in those last couple of episodes, we saw how much they were like, I don't want to say they admired the Punisher, but it was more like they were using his logos and stuff to do things bad, to make him look bad more than anything.
Yep.
There's a scene that I really loved that was in the last episode. And it was of Fisk and Vanessa down in that cellar with all of the vigilantes except one, of course. That was wild to me because I did not think the swordsman, for the longest time, I did not think he was a good character. Like a good guy. Good character, but not a good guy. That was wild. Is there any Easter eggs? Is there any other crazy vigilantes that were down there besides the big two that obviously weren't? Being Spider-Man and Daredevil?
I don't know anybody else who was down there. Charlie Cox recently said what could have eventually been part of that scene but didn't happen. When they eventually when they first had that scene written out, they played around with the idea that you go down there and same scene, they're walking past the cages and everything, and the big reveal about somebody being in the cage. Do you want to guess who?
Spider-Man.
Foggy Nelson.
What?
It was going to be that Foggy wasn't actually dead. And that they had him caged up. That got changed though, because they didn't think it'd be realistic. However, I have not been able to talk to you about what I'm about to tell you at all, because you didn't know he was dead yet. There is a comic series. It's not a series. It's more like a couple issues. But it's entitled The Secret Life of Foggy Nelson. And in that comic, he fakes his death and gets put in the witness protection. And he ends up being alive. And he's not actually dead. However, when Foggy dies in this episode, I don't remember exactly what it was. I don't know if it was something in the background or if it was something like the timestamp or something of it, but it was something. Whatever it was, there was these numbers, and those numbers line up exactly with the issued number of The Secret Life of Foggy Nelson.
Ooh.
So,
wouldn't that be a twist reveal at the end of season 2?
And by the way, he is in the trailer for season 2.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it yet.
Which, it looks to be a flashback.
Yeah.
But
my boy's also in the trailer too. I know that. My boy Wesley.
Yeah. So we're probably going to get several flashbacks in this season. Is Foggy going to be alive? I don't know. It's sad if he's not. If he is, it'd be cool, but I feel like they might leave him dead.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's like a real thing though. That's an actual comic issue where he faked his death.
That's pretty wild. Do we have any? Is there anything you want to talk about for season 2? Any thoughts? Any theories? Any?
Oh, I have a theory. Because it's been said that Muse is supposed to return in this season.
Okay.
I think Muse is going to be Heather Glenn.
Dude, see, because correct me if I'm wrong. She still doesn't know he's Daredevil.
No.
Ooh.
But she's now working for Fisk. She and Matt are broken up.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, he's with Karen now.
What?
Yeah, it's in the trailers. He's with Karen now. But so they're broken up, and basically,
finally, I just thought. Let's go.
So this is one of the videos you were not allowed to watch. She's dealing with the trauma, obviously, because she killed Muse. She did, and she probably blames Daredevil because she's against these vigilantes and stuff. But now they could do one of two things. I think they're going to lean more psychological, but there's also a supernatural element. Because there is a comic run where, in the comics, Muse is sent to hell when he dies. And he basically haunts this girl, who's an artist, and she ends up becoming Muse. Like, she's like, not possessed, but she's like pushed to become Muse, and she gets corrupted. I forget her name. It's not Heather Glenn. But they might be replacing Heather Glenn with her in this one. And I think, to be honest, it won't be supernatural. I think it'll be more psychological because obviously she's a psychologist. But I think she's going to be dealing with a lot of that post-traumatic stress of killing somebody. She's going to blame Daredevil. She's going to just kind of start going insane because she has nobody for herself either to like help her deal with all this. And I think she's going to go crazy. And I think she's going to start being fascinated with what Muse did. And she's going to start like fixating herself on Daredevil, and I think she could be possibly become the next Muse.
Interesting. Dude, I actually really like that. See, now I'm really hyped for tonight.
Now, will that happen? I don't know. See, a lot of things too, because this is obviously they're playing somewhat off of the Devil's Reign comic arc, which in that one, like Kingpin is the mayor. He's cracking down on all street level heroes. He's basically making them like illegal. So like it's very, very similar to what we're seeing. Now there's a lot more heroes in that. Like there's Spider-Man, there's Luke Cage, there's Iron Fist, there's Captain America, there's a ton of people in that. But they are kind of developing that. And they've talked about wanting to develop a Devil's Reign project. I did see kind of like a poster, because there's a poster that came out of Daredevil in the black suit, and there's like this red rain that's falling on him. People are saying that's the Devil's Reign. Oh, 1 second. But if that's the case, they might be doing a lot of Devil's Reign this season. He obviously has the black suit in this one, which is kind of playing off the Shadowland suit. Which, when he had the Shadowland suit, he ends up becoming the leader of the Hand, and he's like corrupted. Which the Hand are supposed to be in Brand New Day. So will this season possibly end with Kingpin getting taken down and Matt becomes the leader of the Hand and he's a villain?
Could
Don't
you
know.
imagine Matt ends up being the main villain of Brand New Day? You
Against the
talk
Hand?
about peak. Holy crap. That would
Dude.
probably be the greatest Spider-Man project in the history of time.
There's also a theory I read earlier. Because how on earth is Vanessa Fisk creating this massive criminal empire while Wilson Fisk is gone in season 1? It's rumored that Vanessa Fisk is working with the Hand.
Ooh.
And the Hand is what helped her build this criminal underworld while the Kingpin was gone.
That would be pretty wild, wouldn't it?
So there's a lot for this season. Luke Cage and Iron Fist are both rumored to be coming back. I don't know if it'll be this season or season 3. Obviously, we're not going to have Bernthal in this season.
So we think.
But Jessica Jones is back, which I'm hype about.
Yep, I have seen some of the pictures. I haven't, of course, seen the trailers. I am going to watch the trailers before I watch, which is in 8 minutes, by the way.
Are you sure you want to watch them before, or you just want to go in blind?
Ooh, what do you think?
I think you should go in blind. I've already seen all of it, so I can't. But you should do it. That way you're not worrying. You don't have to think about anything. Just go into it and say, "Oh, that's sick."
I really like that idea, chat. My boy is an OG. My boy is an OG. I really like that idea. What's your prediction for your rating of season 2?
I definitely think season 2 is going to be higher than season 1. It probably could be higher than the Defenders. When we get to the first 3 seasons, though, that's gonna be tough. But with how the cast has talked about it, this has the potential to be one of the best seasons they've ever made. So if that's the case,
I was going to say, for me, I think it has a shot to arguably be a 9.8, 9.9. From everything I've heard, and from the fact that, from what my interpretation was of season 1 of Born Again, and the way I view what they did with everything, and the way how good I thought the first and final 2 episodes were, I think it has the potential to absolutely top season 3. Especially when Vincent said he believes they topped the "I beat you" scene. That in itself could beat season 3. Like that's kind of my take on it.
I agree. Like this, I'm looking forward to this season.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the season. I'm good if you're good, bro. I think I said my piece.
I'm good.
Chat, we hope you guys did enjoy. Stay tuned to both of our channels for the MegaCon clips that we're going to be posting. Obviously, we just got back. There's a lot of clips we got to cycle through, so it was fun. I hope you guys are ready for Daredevil Born Again Season 2. I'm ready. I never thought I was going to say that, but I am. I'm hyped. We will see you guys in episode 37. We hope you all have a great day. 37 will be our first review for the first episode, correct? It's just going to be our review for the first. I'm hyped, chat. We'll see y'all next week, boys.